Shukranallah, walhamdulillah. Shukranallah, walhamdulillah.
Welcome back to Coffee Conversations. Today's guest on the podcast is Doyel Das. She's one of the most amazing singers I know on Instagram. The fact that she sings so well is just mind blowing. Also, we are literally this close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Let's get back to the podcast.
Hi guys, welcome back to Kaafi Conversations. So I would like to start by saying, the first time I ever heard the words, Sardi ki Raaton mein, I knew that we wanted Doyel on the podcast. I remember, sending the reel to Tanay, so we could, lose our minds together. So finally, all that excitement has led to this. And Doyel, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching out. When I got your message, I thought I freaked out. I was like, these people want to interview me? Like, I would. And I told my friends, I was like, there's this thing called Coffee Conversations, and they want me on it.
This is a clear sign that me and Tanay are going to get really red during this conversation.
Yes.
Doyel is so sweet. So that being said, Doyel, let's start from the beginning. What inspired you to start singing? Please walk us through the journey from the beginning to now.
So I was learning Hindustani Classical. I was also learning choir. I was doing choir in school, learning jazz, a cappella, Bollywood, everything. That's how I started getting into more styles and genres and expanding what I was able to do and exploring, like, oh, I can also sing like this. I can also sing like this. So then in college, I joined an a cappella team at Berkeley. It's called Dilse. They're a South Asian fusion a cappella team. And so we sing English, Hindi, Tamil, everything. And I did that my 4 years. So that was a really cool experience because I got to learn a lot about just a cappella and arranging music and just how like different people have different styles, and learning from each other was a huge experience. And I need to say that the people on that team were huge proponents and pushing me to like post on Instagram and just supporting me in my music. So I probably would not be here without the people on that team today. Recently, I've always been timid about posting. I'm a perfectionist, like obnoxiously a perfectionist. So if something one thing isn't enough, I'm like, I can't post this, or this is terrible. So I'm still trying to break out of that. But yeah, and so now I've started posting more, and like I really want to take this to the next level. So I'm trying to learn how to do that. I'll record it. One tiny thing that I'm sure no one will notice will be off, and I'm like, I have to redo this. And so sometimes it happens where I'll redo it for hours, and then I like sit on it for a night. I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this tomorrow and see if I like it. And then I won't like it, and then I'll do it again, or I'll just not do that song. So it's quite a process. And so that's what I'm saying. Like I've been trying to like limit myself to like, okay, I'm gonna give myself an hour to record this reel. If it's not good, then I'll move on to something, or like this take is good enough. Like I need to accept that I'm not shit, and I can't.
Okay. Doyel, you say that these small errors you find in your recording, it also signifies and it also shows the deep level of understanding you have of sound. Because to us, everything sounds amazing. So can you just tell us your most exciting collaboration yet?
Oh, my most exciting collaboration. I think, I get most excited when I'm collaborating with my friends. Obviously, when famous people and if I ever get the chance to collaborate them, that'll be like extremely cool. But the excitement I get from like working with my friends, and they come up with new things, and at 4 a.m. they send me a guitar riff, 5 a.m. I send them back an idea. That's probably the most exciting to me, and like seeing that all come together. But I'd say my most exciting collaboration that's not my friends would be, I did something with Royal. His name is Shaunak Roy. He goes by, his stage name is Royal, and Naeem, and they came up with this composition. It's called Rainwala, and but it's like this musical insanity, and like my voice is only there for a little bit, But it was a really cool like project that I'd never been on something.
So you mentioned that you went into Indian classical music, right? But हमारे यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? We are shifting to hip hop, we are shifting to rap, we are shifting to these kinds of music genres. So do you see Indian classical music as a dying art in India, but it is flourishing in countries like US?
That's interesting. I've noticed that in India it's shifting more towards hip hop and stuff. I don't, even if it is not as prominent as it used to be, I don't think it's dying necessarily. I don't think it should.
Right, the
for
word is
sure.
wrong.
Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to say. Like the focus is not on that.
Yeah.
I think it's just about how people, like what people want to explore. Like including hip hop aspects in Indian classical is always a cool fusion, but also including Indian classical in hip hop is another, like it goes both ways. Like they're both really cool. I think for me, learning Indian classical formed my foundation. Like that's the only reason I can sing everything else. I think it'll always have a strong place in the music community, whether in India or America. The things you learn in that are so key that it translates to so many different aspects of other styles.
That being said, who's your favorite Indian artist?
Oh God, I knew I was gonna get this. So many people I really really look up to and try to emulate. Shreya Ghoshal, obviously.
Obviously.
Jonita Gandhi probably is a huge one. She's from Canada. The way she sings, her Western and Indian fusion, so she's been a huge role model. Arijit Singh, obviously. Abhay Jodhpurkar, Pratibha Singh Baghel, Sasha Tirupati, so many people. They've all had significant influences on the way I sing and the way I try to sing my songs.
So you're also on TikTok, right? By the
Yes.
way, we don't know what TikTok is. So
Good.
how has TikTok
It's
been?
banned. It's banned in India.
Yeah, it's banned. So we have no idea. But how would you compare Reels and TikTok, and which algorithm has been better to you?
Oh God. To be completely honest, hate both. Both algorithms are obnoxious. I do it because I need to. TikTok, though, I would say, honestly, TikTok is so random. You never know. Sometimes the worst things or the most random things will go insanely viral, like 16 million views or something like that. And I'm like, what did they do? Why? Is nothing. And then like really, really insane videos of like singing and dancing or like artwork, like they'll have like 2,000 views. But for me, the algorithm has been pretty bad, except for this Zara Zara video. One, I think it got like 4 million views or something. 4 million views.
Wow.
Which is crazy, yeah. But then there's this thing that happens when you go viral once, like everything after that gets shadow banned and you don't get any views on them.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, that's just with me. Sometimes people will get 16 million views and they'll repost the same thing and then get 8 million views. And then, so it's random. You never really know how it works. One thing I've noticed is that whatever happens on TikTok, it'll happen on Reels like a month later. So like if there are any trends on TikTok that you see, and if any of my friends aren't on TikTok, like it'll happen, it'll like run its course on TikTok, and then a month later they'll be like, oh, did you guys hear this trend? Did you guys hear this audio? And we're like, you're a month late, but yeah, sure.
So like right now you're talking about like Mazhar Ali and stuff. Now, so what these like companies are doing, they're remaking these songs, and the remakes are not that great. So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think they're good. I mean, there's so much like unbelievable talent in India. I mean, the world obviously, but specifically India and the music industry. Like, I mean, you look at the reality shows, Indian Idol, Saregama, and every single person is ridiculously insane. And there's no shortage of composers, producers. So there could be so many things that's being produced, but for some reason it's just remakes, and it's like I don't know anybody that likes them, so I don't know why it's still happening. But yeah, I think there's so much potential, and I think once we get past this phase of remakes, I think it'll resurface again. So I hope.
A lot of people look at singing as an inborn talent. You're born with it. You cannot just like ऐसे लग रहा है मेरे को कि I can be good at singing. I'll just go to a class and I'll become good at it. ऐसे नहीं होता. So like, is it really an inborn talent in you? Yeah, can you acquire it? Like you start in your earlier stages and then you become better at it. So what exactly is it?
I definitely think you can acquire it. It's something that you learn and something you can practice. Your voice is essentially like a muscle, right? So the more you work it, the more you challenge it, the better you can get. Your mind, right? Like what you want your voice to do, like the more you can connect your mind and your voice. And if you want your voice to do something, then you're able to do it. Yeah, I definitely think it's something you can acquire. You know, some people like Shreya Ghoshal, for example, I'm sure there's some level of natural talent there. But she worked an insane amount. Like, she would sing hours and hours. So you can't get anywhere in life in anything, I don't think, without properly practicing and training what you're doing.
It's amazing that things like Coke Studio actually exist. It's okay, because it's very difficult to get to listen to this artist live. So, Doyle, you sing both in English as well as in Hindi. So, according to you, what is the major difference between singing classical uh, against normal singing?
Indian classical requires a certain mindset. Like, if you're singing a certain rag, you need to make sure you're singing within that rag. You need to make sure that your harkate like have clarity and stuff like that. English songs, for example, honestly, it's the same thing. Like, you need to be able to have like full air when you're singing, and like, so you're not like fading out. You need to make sure that any runs you do are clear. I don't even know if I'm answering your question, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't think anything is easy. I think everything is difficult.
I think your perspective is, like, I want to do the song justice. I want to sing it to the best of my abilities while understanding and appreciating the music within it.
Yeah.
So I think for somebody who's not a singer like me, the only thing which is in my head is I can make country roads गा सकता है. I can sing John Denver, but I can't sing Chap Tilak. So I think that's where the difference comes between a singer and announcer.
It can happen sometimes that your voice isn't cooperating with you. So, like, what do you do then?
Depends on when and where it's not cooperating. If I'm just practicing, then that happens. Like, that's why it's practicing, and I'm just I'll just keep trying it, honestly. If it's just not happening, then I'll try something else, or if my voice is hurting, then I'll just sing another day. I think the best piece of advice that I need for myself is just to like keep going, and like, mistakes happen. It's a performance. It's not a recording. So if it happens and move on, just keep singing. It doesn't mean you have to mess up the rest of the performance. Just keep doing what you practice, and like, honestly, just trusting yourself that you practiced, you're trained, and like, you know what you're doing.
Speaking of that, what are your biggest blooper? What is the one biggest blooper which has stayed in your mind?
Oh my god. So I'd say the biggest one was a competition I had with my a cappella team. And it was 2 years ago, and I had this big solo. It was Amnesia by Justin Timberlake. And it was mashed up with Avari. And it was super cool. We were super excited about it. And usually when I would sing with my a cappella team, I would be a soloist on like the classical songs or the Hindi songs. And so this time I was like, let me do the English song. So I was doing the English song. We had this choreography, and it was like, we had lights, and it was so cool. And the Hindi soloists killed it. And then once we finished, we were like, oh, that was so good. That was so good. And I go to the audience, and I find out that my mic was off the entire time. The entire time. And so I was like, are you kidding? You could hear literally nothing. And the worst part is, or the best part, I don't know, during the rehearsal, my mic was low. And so we specifically gave them my name, my mic number, and confirmed 2 times that my mic was higher. And so that it was definitely on. And so in rehearsal, it was fine. And so I was like, okay, good. During the competition, gone. I wasn't even there. I was just lip syncing. It looked like I was lip syncing, dancing around. I was so upset. So that's probably the biggest moment. I mean, I guess it wasn't even my fault, but yeah. Messed up.
But
the good thing is our team ended up winning first, so it didn't even matter.
Wow.
No, we laugh about it now too. It was a funny moment. In the moment, I was upset. I was so angry. I was like, how can you mess this up? It's a singing performance. How do you have a mic turned off? But yeah, in the end, it was all good.
Doyle, what do your friends and family think about the amazing stuff you're putting out there on the internet?
They've always been so supportive, and they're really encouraging. I'm fortunate that my friends are also, they won't sugarcoat anything. Like, I'll always send them my covers before I post anything, and so they'll give me very honest feedback, and it helps me learn. It helps me catch things that I may have not noticed. My mom obviously is my biggest fan. She thinks everything is great, and so she's always there. My dad, on the other hand, is like, no, it needs to be better. It needs to be better. But yeah, everyone's always been supportive, encouraging, and like they've helped me learn along the way as well.
So Doyal ji, let's start with the rapid fire round. Okay. This is going to be very intense.
Okay.
It's not.
He's just saying it.
Okay. If you had to join a popular music competition, would you join American Idol or The Voice?
The Voice.
Singing in Hindi or singing in English?
Hindi.
Most surprising thing about your Spotify Wrapped?
My number one song is this random song called "Waking Up." I don't remember who it's by. I don't know how it's my most played.
Avicii.
Yeah, a song which is stuck in your head right now.
Well, now "Waking Up" by Avicii because you just sang it.
Favorite song verse?
Favorite song verse? Probably. Oh, that's really good. In Kalank, the first verse, probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
The best investment you've made under $100?
Question: what have I bought that's under $100? That's of use.
That's
a views.
I love that she's looking around. सोका है, सोका नहीं है.
Food? I don't know.
What's your favorite restaurant place?
Oh my god, there's this place in Berkeley called Imtai. That's my favorite.
Tanay, I think we've been there, no?
Yeah, I was there yesterday. What is the best compliment you've received?
Probably that something I have sang has turned their day around, made their day better, and made them like feel happier. That the comments like that always make me emotional. Honestly, they're
Favorite composer?
A. Rahman, Salim Sulaiman.
Have you ever written a song for someone?
Written a song for someone? I am in the process of it. I haven't completed one, but I'm in the process.
Finish the phrase.
Figure it out. I would love to hear it too if I can actually
finish the phrase. The way to my heart is
food.
Which type of food?
Chicken.
How about like which chicken?
If you were a song, what would be its title?
90% of the time, confusion.
Okay.
What motivates you the most?
My friends. Huge motivators.
What is the best advice you've received?
To trust myself and just trust the process and trust that what I'm doing is going to work out in any, whether singing, academics, anything.
You clearly have because you went to UC Berkeley.
So that's the end of the rapid fire round.
Well, once you're comfortable, could you please sing a few lines for us?
Yes. नजरों से नजरें मिली तो जन्नत सी महकी फिजाएं लब ने जो लब छू लिया तो आसमां से बरसी दुआएं ऐसी अपनी मोहब्बत ऐसी रूह है इबादत हम पे मेहरबान तो जहां शुक्रान अल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्रान अल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्रान अल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्रान अल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Dude.
Wow.
Wait. Dude, my light बंद हो गया. You know, your voice might, you know, I was like फट रही थी मेरी, you know, like if you see, I was like keeping my hand on my heart, like अच्छा ठीक है, breathe. you
Me
have
too. I was too.
you have that as a you know what I mean.
Uh, thank you.
It
Thank you
touches
so
your
much.
heart, like literally.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yaar,
Again.
why God.
And my last question for you would be that what would be your advice for creators who are starting out now?
Most important thing is if you truly love singing, music, dance, whatever your art is, as easier said than done, but try to separate yourself from the likes and views and everything,
Hmm.
because that I've talked to so many people, it really brings you down, and it discourages people from posting, and then you start forgetting why you liked the art so much in the first place. And I've been through that myself, and like it cycles sometimes, right? But I think just focusing on your art and yourself, and you know, not focusing on that will always keep you in touch with what you're doing, and like you'll always be encouraged to post. So I think that's the most important thing.
Doyle, thank you for joining us on this podcast. It has truly been an
Ah, no,
honor.
no, no, no. We forgot the a signature question.
इतना डराया मत करने को.
Sorry. I
My
had to.
life flashed in front of my eyes.
Sorry, but you have
He
to
did this
ask
the
it.
last time and he said he recording nahi ho raha hai. We have the signature question. We ask this question to everyone who has come on a podcast, which is creeps question mark. Please elaborate.
Yes, lots of creep, so many. I I don't like. I can send you some screenshots. They're so cute. One person sent me like their entire life story. I don't even know what it meant. Like, just it's comedy. It's hilarious. Some people are actually creepy and kind of offensive, and I'm like, this you have nothing better to do in your life. But yeah, but mostly comedy.
So, well, thank you for joining us in today's episode. I hope your audience comes and sees the video and just and they what am I doing? And they'll get to see Doyle and like how relatable, how kind, and how amazing she is, and the care and the passion she has for music. So I hope that happens. And once again, thank you for joining us today. It was an
Thank you.
honor. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me too. I'm so honored you guys thought of me and reached out to me, and I'm so glad to be able to do this.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Her links are in the description, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.